called Geass, Awesome of the Rebellion. Chapter 9, Mao's Betrayal. Hey guys, there's gonna be a big twist in this chapter involving Mao, and I'll bet you'll be surprised. Awesome and everyone were escaping from the Britannian building after saving Tiazani when Mao came out of nowhere and was making an evil smile. Excellent job, Awesome, Mao said like in the end of last chapter. You have saved Tianzi and defeated the Britannians here. We totally did, Awesome said. But why are you evil smile? Because I am going to betray you now, Mao yelled loud. Mao all of a sudden pulled out a rocket launcher. He went lol and fired an exploding rocket at Awesome and his friends. Awesome was military trained though, so he pulled out a long sword and slashed the rocket in half before it hit. But then he saw the rocket halves had nets in them. They came out, and Awesome and Orange Kun and Lelouch and Colin were caught by them. Mao made more lol noises. Ha! Now I have Tianzi, and the Britannians are beaten, so I don't longer need you anymore, he said. Awesome tried cutting through the net, but it wouldn't work because his sword broke on it. I knew you would try that since I can read your mind with my mind-reading gears, so I made the nets out of adamantium. The thing Wolverine puts in his claws. Mao smugged. A bunch of Chinese soldiers came in. Mao ordered them to take Awesome away, so they grabbed the net with him and his friends and dragged them off to the dungeon under Mao's palace. Awesome, Colin, Orange Kun, Lelouch were in a cell in the China dungeon. It was smelly, because there was lots of dead prisoners' bodies everywhere, and they smelled. 2 guards with red uniforms were standing at the cell. This is awful, we're trapped, and there's no way out, Lelouch said with sad face. But then there was a sword-slashing noise like swish, swish, and both the guards were dead mysteriously. Then they saw that it was Lee. He looked badass with his ninja outfit and sword. I am here to save you, he said. But why? Awesome asked. Because Mao is an evil man. He uses Tianzi to manipulate China. He does not care for the people and lets them starve from boredom. I cannot let this injustice go on. Lee went. Lee cut all the prison bars with his ninja sword and let everyone out. We will help you defeat Mao then. As Black Knights we are sworn to stop injustice, Awesome said. All of them agreed to team up so they could stop Mao. They ran down the dungeon hall, and 20 more guards with red uniforms carrying spears. Stop! In the name of Emperor Mao! One of them shouted in Chinese. Awesome didn't speak Chinese though, so he didn't understand and didn't stop. He pulls out 2 pistols and fired them, which shot off the pointy parts of all the spears, and then he shot the guards. Most of them died, but some were still alive until Awesome pulled out his katana and started slashing them. No! Don't kill me! I surrender! Screamed the guard who was bleeding and crawled on the ground. Awesome stabbed him in the neck anyways. You should have thought of that before you joined the forces of evil, he said, heroically. Once all the bad guys were shot and cut, Awesome and his friends kept going down the hall. Then they were all standing in a big room where there were 100 Chinese soldiers with spears and guns that shot spears too. We will kill you in the name of Mao, they shouted. 30 spears and bullets flew at Awesome, who caught them all with his katana and flung them back at the soldiers. They shot some more, and Awesome smartly jumped behind cover. Lee pulled out his ninja sword and a bunch of smoke grenades. You cannot stop me! I will save Tianzi from Mao! He yelled emotionally. He threw all his smoke bombs and disappeared. Then he reappeared behind the soldiers and started cutting their throats with his ninja sword. Orange Kun jumped around using his hidden blade, and Colin shot some soldiers in the face, and Lelouch was cowardly hiding behind some rocks. A wall exploded, and the Chinese ninja nightmare came out. Its hand opened, and a bunch of shurikens came out, which it threw at Awesome, who used his pirate gears when he saw them coming at him. He pulled out a cutlass, and knocked them all to sides using his pirate abilities. Here, Awesome, take this, shouts Lee, and he threw Awesome a shuriken-proof cape. Awesome put on the cape, which looked very awesome on him and made him look even sexier than he already was. The ninja nightmare threw extra shurikens, but Awesome lifted his cape and they all bounced off. He charged at the nightmare dual-wielding his katana and cutlass. Some Chinese soldiers tried to attack him with spears, but he was so fast and furious they couldn't hit him before dying. The Ninja Nightmare pulled out Ninja Blade and tried to kill Awesome with it, but it dodged and swooshed off the Nightmare's arm. He then started slashing it really quick with its swords. Awesome was so fast, the Nightmare couldn't even hit the ground since it kept getting hit. And then Awesome did this super powered slash, and the Nightmare flew back and crushed a dozen Chinas. The Chinese soldiers were much too weak to defeat Awesome and his allies. "We cannot win! Run!" yollered a soldier. They all dropped their guns so they could run faster, but Awesome and his friends picked up the guns and started pew-pewing the soldiers. They all screamed and got killed and bled all over, including on Lelouch's shoes. "Hurry, we must get to Mao fastly," said Lee. Everyone ran through the exploded wall where the Ninja Nightmare came from. They ran down a big fancy hall and reached Mao's throne room. Mao was sitting on his biggest throne, and next to him was S2. Awesome was about to say, "S2, what are you doing? Get away from Mao, since he is a bad guy." But Mao interrupted since he knew that because he could read minds with his mind-reading Geass. "S2 no longer cares about you. She wants to be with me, because I'm a villain, and villains are more cool than heroes," he said, and lol, and then made out with S2. Awesome got angry sad, but then realized that S2 would never join Mao, since he was mega smart and knew S2 was too good to join a jerk like Mao. And Awesome was so smart, he also knew something else. He pointed a finger at Mao. "I know your secret identity!" Awesome shouted with a grin. Everybody gasped, except Mao, who was still lol. "Oh really?" he said. "There was once a communist leader named Mao Zedong who ruled all of China with an iron fist," Awesome said. "I believe this Mao and that Mao are actually the same person!" Everybody gasped again. Mao made lols of evil. "So you've finally discovered my greatest secret. Yes, I am Mao Zedong, and I am the eternal emperor of communist China." Mao took off his glasses and revealed he had a second Geass. He activated it and started floating in the air. "It's a shame you're never going to live to tell anyone." To be continued. Oh man, that was awesome! I've gotta read the next chapter right now! No!